Okay, let's take a look at the store controller object. This is a new object in version 3, and I think you'll find it's going to make your life a lot easier. It makes doing sales way simpler. So what you'll want to do is you need to res one of these in every store location that you have, at least every location that's on a different region. So when you res it, it's going to go through a few gyrations, but once it gets started up, we'll take a look at how it works. If you open up the store controller, inside you'll find scripts and a couple of note cards. Let's take a look at the settings note card. We're actually going to go through these in detail in other videos, but I just want to show you a couple things about how the store controller itself works overall. So when you come in here and you edit options, let's say we're going to put an option here and we'll put an option here. We can explain these later what they are. But when you come in and change options and you save the note card, the controller itself will recognize that things have changed, and it's going to show this text above it. Settings have changed. Click to load new settings. So when you click it, it's going to read the note card, and it'll show in local chat a summary of what options are set inside the controller itself. Now, after you load new settings, typically you'll need to disseminate those settings to all your vendors. If you're not ready to do that because, let's say, what you have isn't quite what you want, you just edit it again, grab the note card, the settings note card again, and change your settings to be whatever you want them to be. Save it again, and the controller knows that the settings have changed, so you can click it to load them again. And again, it'll give you a little summary of your options. And if that's what you want, then you're going to click to update the vendors with the new settings. Now let me show you this menu that comes up. There are 3 types of restarts that you're going to do with your vendors when you're sending out new information to them. The first one is called soft. A soft reset means that the vendors remain online during the restart. You'll want to use this when the changes that you've made, they may affect the vendors, but if somebody buys from a vendor before those changes get out there, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to affect anything badly. There's a hard reset, which means that the vendors are going to go offline during the reset. What that means is that as soon as you click this button, all of your vendors in your store will cease to work. They'll all go offline. If anyone clicks a vendor, they're going to get a message that says this vendor is, currently restarting. It'll be back in some number of seconds, and that depends on how big the store is and things. So a soft reset leaves all of the vendors running, and all of the vendors will get the new information over the course of the next few minutes, but they'll continue working until they have that new information. And a hard reset turns all the vendors off. So if you've done something like a sale, for example, you might want to do a hard reset so that all the vendors are offline and nobody can buy yet. And then when they come back online, they'll all have the new pricing. There's no more vendor cycler object, which was in version 2. That's all done now through the store controller. And there is lastly a none choice. If you make a change that doesn't affect any vendors, because for example it's a new pricing group or something that just doesn't exist yet in the store, doesn't affect any vendors that are currently resed, you can pick none, and that will basically not restart any of the servers, and the store controller will be reset. It'll have the new options, but if there's no vendors that are affected by those options, then you don't need to do a restart on the rest of the vendors because obviously they're not affected. My menu timed out because I was blabbing, but basically if you bring up this menu, you can actually bring up this menu at any time. If you let's see, we'll say we're going to do a soft reset. Basically you'll just see the text in local chat that says it's begun. The vendors will start doing that. At any time though, you can click the store controller to do another reset. So that's pretty much all there is to
changing options in here and how they affect the vendors. In subsequent videos, we'll go over the exact settings themselves and how those all work.